and gentlemen, get on up in here, man. We are super excited to see you. We know we're coming in a little late. Don't you guys worry. We have made it. We have made it. We have made it. And you get to see our beautiful faces no matter what has gone on today. We have
Woo!
made it. We have made it. Get
Yes.
on up in here. I got to make sure I share this. Get everybody in Let's Talk Football up in here.
Hey, Andrew. Hey, Nick.
What's up,
Woo!
guys? Man,
Hey,
look, I
guys.
appreciate you guys hanging with us, man. It has been a time trying to get on here, but these beautiful ladies have been bearing with me today with all the stuff I've been going through.
No, you're good.
So we have made it. We have made it. All right, let's go. Let's go. Let me make sure our Let's Talk Football family. I think they see us because I'm looking at the people on here. People
Yeah.
getting on here. The family is getting on. Let's go. There we go. What's up? What's up, Kyle? What's up, Anthony? What's up, y'all? What's up, Nick? Andrew?
Hello, guys.
We
Sorry.
appreciate you guys tuning in with us, man. It makes our day just seeing you guys tuning in with us and ready to talk some football, okay? Let's
Better
go.
late than never.
Better late than never. That's exactly what I'm talking about. So you already know who we are, but if you don't know, we're going to introduce ourselves. I am Janae Struther, and these two wonderful people, my co-hosts. One of you guys go ahead and tell them who you are.
Go ahead.
Birthday girl.
Well, I'm the birthday girl and creator of Let's Talk Football Ladies Takeover. And my name is Kate, Tom Brady's biggest fan. Elverson.
Hey. Happy birthday, Kate. And I'm Delilah.
Thank you.
One of your lovely co-hosts tonight, but also co-host of the Roundtable on Tuesday nights with Nick and Anthony Handy, who's also in the comments. Hey.
Let's go.
What
Shout
up,
out to the
everybody?
people. Look, we're a big family. And as you can see, you're probably going to see our faces in multiple shows. But man, this is the ladies' takeover. And we are so excited that you guys joined us tonight. So we got to go ahead and kick it off, with the ladies' takeover. And welcome to our show, man. But, the first thing that we do on our show, and we have a special topic, is women in the NFL. So we like to do topics like this because a lot of you guys don't know about the women that are in the NFL, that are doing things for the NFL, that are making the NFL better. And our job is to show you that there are people just like us that know the game. So who do we have for this week's Women in the NFL?
We have Kim Pegula. She's an American businesswoman with her husband, Terry Pegula, and she is one of the principal owners of the Buffalo Bills of the National Football League. She is also president of Pegula Sports and Entertainment, the holding company that manages the Bills, as well as the Buffalo Sabres of the National Hockey League, the Buffalo Bandits, and the Rochester Nighthawks of the National Lacrosse League, and the Rochester Americans of the American Hockey League. The company also manages the LECOM Harbor Center and Black River Entertainment, an independent record label based in Nashville. So she's very busy and very integral in a lot of different business ventures with her husband. And by extension, she is president of several teams under Pegula Sports and Entertainment, including the Bills and Sabres. Pegula and Shahid Khan and Ziggy Wilf are the only three NFL team owners who are not born in the United States. Little backstory about Kim is that she was born in Seoul, South Korea. She has no recollection of her birth name, no record of her biological parents, nor account of her life in South Korea, only her date of birth. And the thing is, she was later had a DNA test that showed up that her parents were likely Japanese, but she was born in Korea. She was adopted and brought to the United States by Ralph and Marilyn Kerr in December 30th, 1974. She grew up with her adopted family in Fairport, New York, a suburb of Rochester. She participated in cheerleading and school band and played the bassoon in high school. Later there, she went to Houghton College and she earned her roommate Plant Venture to Alaska, but it was in Belfast, New York, while interviewing for a waitress gig where she met her infamous husband, Terry Pegula, who was dining at the restaurant. Terry offered her a job at his gas company, and then they ventured into marriage in 1993, and that's when she got very integral into the sports world with him and started Pegula Sports. They have a lot of different business ventures with the Bills, with the Sabres, and when the Buffalo Bills owner, Ralph Wilson, died, he put the team up for sale. The Pegulas competed with real estate mogul Donald Trump and also consortium of rock singers like John Bon Jovi and key people in Toronto-based Maple Leaf Sports and Entertainment. For the team, the Pegulas won with the NFL record bid of $1.4 billion, all cash bid. That's when they became the Bills owners. So it took a little bit of time for her to get up in the ranks. She's come from nothing and she's worth a whole lot of something. So she has many different other ventures that she's in part of, but we love her because she's one of the rare female owners of a sports team. We also have different owners like Sheila Ford Hep, Virginia McCaskey of the Bears, Amy Strunk of the Titans. So there are some other female owners in the NFL, but Kim, her story that she's come from Seoul, South Korea to the United States really didn't have a whole lot. Met her husband, and now she's dominating, owning the Bills with her husband is just a phenomenal story. They are married with 3 kids, Kelly, Matthew, and Jessica, who is also a professional tennis player. So she's also got a daughter who's a professional tennis player who's also played in Wimbledon and different tennis tournaments. They have homes in East Aurora, New York, and Boca Raton, Florida. And then little did many people know she was hospitalized in intensive care in Boca Raton for reasons the family would not disclose. And then it took her time for her to improve and be back with the family. So anyway, that is Kim Pegula, and she is pretty impressive.
Wow. I mean, how awesome is that? And not only that she owns the team with him, is that they did it together. Like if you own it together. A lot of people are married. I think all 32 coaches, 32 owners are married. And you don't see many that have their wife as a co-owner with them. And I think when they got the Bills, which was a very intense bidding, as you can see, for them to win, it's like, wow, they truly are a power couple. And he values his wife to include her on becoming co-owners. I think it's just awesome that they did that together.
And she makes a lot of the principal decisions for the Bills, too. He lets her make a lot of the huge decisions. She was integral in a lot of their contract talks and everything, too, I learned as well.
Man,
that's great.
That's awesome.
All right, Kim. Keep doing you, Kim.
Shout out to Kim, man. If you guys don't know, now you know. Kim Pegula. Go look her up. Go understand where she came from. As you can see, her background is very unique. And the fact that she was able to come from nothing and now she's something. She wasn't nothing, but she came from nothing. And now she doesn't know where she was from. A whole background that you don't know where you're from. But you can make it and still be able to conquer. And now you're owning an NFL team. And shout out to her for owning the Bills. Let's go.
She owns your massive piece of magic.
She owns my massive piece of magic.
Yes,
that's what I'm talking about.
Oh, look at all the birthday wishes.
Oh, you got some birthday wishes.
Thank you, guys. I love you.
I just want you to be you.
Oh my gosh.
Excited for you with Pickett. Can I just say that live on the show tonight?
Pickett is in.
I want Pickett and Pickens.
Oh my gosh. I just I peeked in our Facebook group to see who all the Facebook users did. This last birthday wish is from Christina Hughes, Miss Kate.
Oh, Oh, thank you.
And that's why I love the question mark.
Tom Brady's biggest fan. She knows. Look,
Does she
knows
not
you
know
care.
that?
She knows you
Can we
care.
just say I was ready to go to Tampa and just take care of him because I think he needs someone to take care of
He
him.
does. He does. You know, if everything's true, he'll be on the market. But we will talk about that later, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes,
but
we
right
will.
now, we have to go to our next segment, which is one of my favorite segments, and I'm pretty sure it's the ladies as well. This is the cause in the NFL. A son never forgets. Go ahead, Delilah, and kick us off of what we got this week.
All right. So, DJ Reader, who used to play for Houston and now he's on the Bengals. Basically, he created this foundation in memory of his father who passed away of kidney disease years ago. And so he had a strong bond with his father, but also his mother, and they both instilled in him the idea of giving back to the community. And so he named this foundation A Son Never Forgets in honor of his father, but also a legacy to his mother, who is a survivor, right? She's a widow and she's out there, you know, making sure that her husband's memory is honored, but that also she instills her values in her son. And so the idea of A Son Never Wins, which they use the acronym ASNF, is an organization built around never-ending relationship that a son has with his father and mother. So the idea is to kind of use that big piece and kind of break it down to other pieces. And so again, his dad passed away in 2014 following a long fight with kidney disease. His passion for service and giving back to those around him can be attributed to his mother, Felicia, and his late father, David. So that's why DJ Reader really kind of put this together in memory of his dad, but also he's recognizing his mama, right? So memory of his dad, of course, you know, like God rest his soul, but also he always makes sure that his mother is included in these messages. His father taught him the importance of giving back and working hard to achieve his goals. And so because of that, he created this foundation. One aspect is impacting youth. So they focus on positive messages around health, wellness, and the importance of education. And so he also does a lot of work with young people and the youth to make sure that they see the importance of an education, but also to have health and wellness.
Absolutely.
Their core principles for his foundation is, one of them is community. They understand that community is what builds us as children to become men. It's our responsibility to build up our communities one block at a time, right? So one of the core principles of his foundation is community building. The second is education. They promote education and reward graduating students with scholarships as they enter college. So they really see the value in them, provide those scholarships, because we know college can be expensive regardless of where you decide to go. Vocation. We push vocation as an alternative to in-school suspension or suspension, right? And so they also want to make sure that the youth really understand that there's another way, right? And so instead of just suspending these kids and giving them in school suspension, let's give them something positive to do. So they really go into these schools and try to give them a vocation and something to kind of work at. Of course, athletics is another core principle, right? Because he's an athlete and he believes that helped him grow. So we believe that athletics help our children learn vital lessons and life skills, which aid them in school and in their own neighborhoods. And then the final thing is spirituality. On their website, it says, we believe in extremely important to have any type of relationship with any God as long as you have one. So they're not saying you have to pick some sort of relationship, but that you should be spiritual and have some connection to a higher power, right? Regardless of what that is. But they really make sure that part of their principles is that there's spirituality attached, right? So you're taking care of your soul, which I think is really important too. A huge thing that he's a part of is the National Kidney Foundation, because again, his mission is to raise awareness about kidney disease. And so he has taken an active role in the National Kidney Foundation initiatives. And so that's kind of a lot of the stuff that he does. And so I do have a video of one of the things that he does to give back to his community. Like I said, his organization does a lot of different things. And so hopefully it works. So I'm going to mute myself and see if if the video works.
Is helping boost the number of low-cost homes that are available here. DJ Reader went to Grimsley High School and now plays for the Cincinnati Bengals. And he's working to provide more houses on the south end of Greensboro. Fox 8's Tess Bargerbert talked with him about his mission to build up his community.
It's a huge project, but it's a big deal.
This overgrown lot on Bellevue Street will soon be transformed into an affordable place to live.
We just want to do as many as we can. We're starting to buy the lots and get things and plans in motion. So we're just going to keep buying them up, and there's really no limit to it.
It's one of 3 properties DJ Reader bought near Arlington Park, south of downtown Greensboro.
You want to go into areas where you know that there's a need, and you want to make sure that people know that someone cares.
We caught up with Reader and his mom at a creek cleanup on Bertner Street Friday. Providing affordable housing is an expansion of the work his foundation, A Son Never Forgets, is already doing. He plans to partner with developers and Habitat for Humanity. As more apartment communities decline Section 8 vouchers and assistance programs, Reader hopes to work with those tenants.
With the market prices as high as it is, it's houses went from like $700 now, and you're paying $1,400 for that. So we just want to make sure that people know that someone cared and you were valued.
Felicia Reader raised her son with one thing in mind.
It takes a village. So remember the village who sold into you and then give back.
Reader hopes to build that village up one affordable home at a time.
This city, helped groom me and grow me. It's not going to feel the same. I don't get the same gratification that I would get somewhere else. So it's just, I would much rather be here back home. I got an opportunity and luckily be blessed to be in a position to be able to not forget about it. So I wanted to make sure I paid attention to it.
Tess Bargerbert, Fox 8 News.
Wow.
Yeah, so he's from Greensboro, North Carolina.
That is so cool.
Just the
I
fact
love
that he's
it.
willing to give back to his community and not forget.
Yeah.
I'm saying a lot of people forget where they come from, forget where they, the people that are around them that are still struggling. Even though you've made it, it's not a fortunate thing. The odds of you making it into the NFL or the odds of you being able to get that stature, but still thinking about those people and wanting to reach back. Oh my God, it gave me chills.
Yeah, and I love that he had his mama there, who
The mom, so cool.
Yeah, so you can see that's one of his pillars. And we saw one of his core principles is community, and you see that he follows it, right? So it's not just something he threw up on his foundation. They really, truly believe in giving back. And I think it's so important for people to have shelter and somewhere to lay their head at night. And so the fact that they're going back to their old community and making sure that people have places to live, right?
Yes.
So, kudos to that. I'm so happy. And like I said, he does so many different things. So that's just one branch. So he just gives back in so many ways. So that's just one example. Yeah, he's from North Carolina. That's right, Sean. That's right.
Sean, for you, I'll do this. Tar Heels.
Only for Sean. Only for Sean.
Only for Sean.
But that is absolutely beautiful. I mean, just that literally gave me chills and then just the comparison. They know how much people are making, and they're saying if rent is $700, you're only leaving people with a little bit of money left over to be able to afford, rent out here, $1,400, and that just gave me chills. How the fact that they just don't mind
giving them quality housing and not putting them just in any sort of housing.
Exactly.
That it's going to be a beautiful home that they're going
bingo.
And it's not like they're just going in and patchworking an old dilapidated house together.
Exactly.
Giving them a brand new house, and it's beautiful. It has all working amenities and everything, because people who don't have a lot have a hard time finding houses that have that in it.
Absolutely.
So I am very, 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 very about this, because I think everyone needs a chance to have this in their life. And if you don't have the means and the money, doesn't mean you shouldn't have everything that anyone else who has the money has.
Absolutely.
So I'm all about less is more. And if someone who doesn't have it can have it, they should have it.
Absolutely. And DJ Reader is playing for one of your favorite teams, the Bengals.
Who dey? Who dey?
Uh,
Who dey?
It
I'm
just
all
made
about
me
the
so
who dey.
happy. That was awesome. That was
So
awesome.
thank
What a
you,
great question.
Delilah. That was great.
You're welcome.
A son never forgets.
Yep.
And son never forgets. Please go and look that up. If you desire to, help out with that cause, you see it does take money. Please do that. If you can donate, look it up. Like we did, a son never forgets. Please donate if you can. We want to celebrate and acknowledge great organizations that are doing great things. And
Yeah.
as you can see, he is totally doing great things. All right, guys. So we got to cool down the room. But sometimes it get a little hot. Who is the hot player of last week? And we got some good hot players, ladies and gentlemen. If you're thinking about a player from last week and you're like, oh, I want to shout them out, go ahead and make a comment about who you think was a hot player last week. But we're going to give you our take. So Delilah, who was your hot player last week?
So I'm going with defense. Last week I did a running back, and the week before I did defense. I'm going back to defense again. And here's why: because the 49ers completely demoralized the Rams, who are the reason I'm bringing that because they are the reigning Super Bowl champs, right?
Yep.
So even though there was only one interception, right? Because I know everybody thought Matthew Stafford threw 7 picks, but it was only one. But he was sacked 7 times. Okay, so he was sacked 7 times.
Yes.
And so he could not, he was running for his life that whole game. Nick Bosa, right, one of the Bosas, right, had 2 sacks that game. Samson Ebukam had 2 sacks. Diomedor Lenore had 1 sack. Basically, everybody was taking a piece of this guy, right? So 7 sacks altogether, 68 team total tackles. Solo tackles came out to 50. So even if he wasn't getting sacked, he was getting hit, and they were taking that, and not just him, but they were taking out everybody on the offense, right? Because if you have 50 solo tackles and 68 team tackles, you're not just going after the quarterback, right? You're going after the whole offense.
Yes.
They kept them to 9 points, which is field goals. They didn't even get a touchdown. Okay. The Rams didn't get any touchdowns, not a rushing touchdown, not a touchdown pass from Matthew. As a matter of fact, and I know I'm going to say his name wrong, I'm so sorry. Talanoa Hufanga had a tackle, he got the interception, took it back for a touchdown, right? So defense had a 52-yard touchdown. So I like when big guys run it back for a touchdown. I always think it's great. So seeing Hufanga take that interception and run it back for a touchdown was pretty great to see.
That was awesome.
They just had the pressure, man. Honestly,
Big time.
There was 11 quarterback hits, right? And so basically, they did not allow the offense to even get started, right? So again, kept them to field goals, no touchdowns at all this game. And just my man, Matthew Stafford, sorry, man, got sacked 7 times. 7 sacks, his 1 interception that, was ran back for a touchdown. So again, just that 49ers defense was all over the Rams. It was absolutely wild.
Gotta give it to him.
And so that's basically my team hot player of the week.
Love it.
The 49ers defense.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. That was a shocking game, Delilah.
That was a great game.
But that was a Rams punch in the mouth right there. That was a punch in the mouth.
That was one of my favorite games because, I've never been a huge Stafford fan. Sorry, Kat. But that was great for me.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, Kate, who was your hot player this week?
Well,
last week?
You guys are going to probably be like, oh, go figure. But I'm going with Joe, Mr. Smoky Smooth Burrow.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
I got adopted a nickname in the round table one night. Remember this, Delilah? So Stifler's mom approves this choice. Did you know that, Janae, that's my new nickname?
I did know that.
So versus the Dolphins, he had a 64.5 completion rate, 287 yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. This is the improvement. He was only sacked 1 time. In week 1, he was sacked 7 times. So I think his bodyguards are improving. His bodyguards are definitely getting.
Uh-oh. Looks like she got out, but I know she'll be back. I know she'll be back. And
Oh
probably
no! So
something
you're a hot
probably
player,
happened.
and then she can finish up when she comes back. Go ahead,
Don't
Janae.
worry. But you know what? We'll go straight to mine since she got cut off. And you know, Delilah, I have to point out this hater because we do have a hater on the sidelines, and you know, he's just a constant nag. So of course, the refs in Dallas versus Washington game, they were hot for you guys, Janae. Oh, he's salty. Sean is speaking the truth. The refs for Dallas. Wow, guys, oh man. Guys, you know, you're just a natural
Sorry.
hater.
It's okay.
It's okay,
Our
Kate. It's
power
okay.
went out earlier, so
It's okay.
I'm wondering if something went wrong. So speaking of Mr. Burrow, he was sacked once. He was sacked 7 times in the first week. So his offensive line is improving, which means he can improve. And overall, he's passed for over 1,000 yards already on the season, 8 touchdowns, only 4 interceptions. He has a 64.1 completion rate and a 98% passer rating. And he's getting back one of his offensive linemen this week. Your Lael Collins is back from injury. So he's getting people back. They're learning how to protect him. And they went from 0-2 to 2-2. And I think my Mr. Smokey Smooth, or as the TikTok about him is called Spicy White Boy TikTok, is on his way back. So don't count the Bengals out and don't count Burrow out because it's getting better.
All right, now you heard it here first. Kate told you it's gonna get better. It's gonna get better. And shout out to Smokey Smooth Joe
Oh
Burrow.
God, I love him.
As you can see, I got some people that's coming to my defense. We got some haters and out there that are called, you know, because they already know I'm gonna go somewhere with Dallas. They salty ash. I know. And they drinking the haterade. You know, they drinking, yeah, come on now. Come on. And you know what? My player, just because I have all these Washington haters, you guys know who I picked this week? I picked my boy C.D. Lamb. Come on now. Look, at the end of the day, C.D. Lamb has a big name right now, but he hasn't been able to produce. And I feel like him and Cooper Rush are starting to get a little something. And we just so happened to flex that against Washington. And it was a beautiful game that we got to show Washington how good C.D. Lamb was. I don't know if you caught his beautiful touchdown, but it was
gorgeous.
so nice. Oh my gosh, if I can share it right now. But I'm waiting to share it. I do have the video, but I'm waiting until I have to show Sean right to his face during the show. So don't you guys worry. Trust me.
I think you're going to show us a clip.
The clip is coming. I'm going to drop the clip right when Sean least expected on the other Let's Talk Football show because I'm ready to fry him up. But at the end of the day, he was able to do his thing. Shout out to C.D. Lamb. Against Washington, he was able to get 6 receptions with 97 yards. Put some respect on that boy's name with an amazing touchdown that people actually were like, wow. He was able to turn a corner so fast right before he went out of bounds to literally catch it with his hand and get out of bounds. So it was an amazing touchdown. I feel like he should now have that confidence for the season coming up. We do have the Rams, and I do feel like we could possibly win this game if these boys keep this confidence, especially to where how San Francisco exposed them last week. I feel like the Rams are doable. I know we got Philly coming up, and everybody's talking about how great Philly is, but I feel like if C.D. Lamb can continue to feel this confidence that he's been having from last week, I think if he builds off of that, we're going to be just fine. And shout out to all those haters, but that's okay. C.D. Lamb is going to continue. Oh, here we go. Boom. This is a hot. You see, this is the hate that I get. And I'm respectful on the Washington show, but he want to do this to me.
Right.
It's okay. It's all right, guys. It's all right. Can Stafford go back to back? I think he can lose this back to back. I do think that he can lose this game. I think that San Francisco gave you the ingredients. If you literally cook with it, we can be able to make it happen. San Francisco took Stafford out completely.
And they took Cooper Rush out completely too. They had his
Absolutely.
number too. That boy got beat
Absolutely.
up that night.
Absolutely, Kate. And look, and we can go ahead and put this out there because no matter how bad Sean wants to hate on it, the Cowboys have a top 5 defense right now, and it's okay. We can make it happen. And I feel like just like San Francisco, we could be able to shut them down. I'm not going to talk too much because they can still kill us, but
because I think
right.
Being from the state of Michigan, I'm really proud that your backup quarterback is from the MAC and is from Central Michigan.
Yeah, he is
undefeated for your boys. So I'm always about fire up chips.
That's it. That's it. Can we talk about how the refs? Oh God, Sean, is that what you're gonna harp on? The refs. Oh my God, we don't want to hear your complaints about the refs. Every team's got to deal with the refs. You just had your Sunday, and it's okay, baby. It's okay. Oh man, I can't wait for me and Sean to get at it because you know he's all upset. It's okay. It's a thank you guys, 100%.
Cooper Rush is legit. I agree, Sean.
Hey, somebody got to say, what about my boy Cousins? I think Cousins is doing great out here.
Yeah,
as much as he can. I mean, hey, at the end of the day, as much as he can do, I think Cousins is doing a great job. As you can see, Cook is not all the way cooking like we are normally used to seeing him cook, but I think Cousins has been able to hold it down. And Justin Jefferson, as long as you got him, he can give you yards after the catch. So
yeah, that's what I mean. I think their key to success is using Justin Jefferson more. Like they have to get him like more passes. Like the game they lost is because they didn't connect with him as much. Like that's literally why they lost. Like if you saw, you're beating at that horse. That's funny.
I love you, Kat.
Yeah, I love Kat too. She's the one asking about Cousins. Is everybody has any? She loves him.
Well,
he's a mission. Yeah. You know that. You know she loves him.
Oh, yes, I do.
You know it. You know it.
You know me cheering for the school I do. It's hard for me to
Anybody
love
else got hot players? By all means, share them.
I think I saw somebody. Did anybody else put a hot? Oh, I think it was Cousins. Somebody put Cousins. Anybody else a hot player? Because at the end of the day, I mean, I agree with whoever said Cousins.
Sean.
Sean, don't talk to her like that.
That's your fiance.
Live with her.
You be nice.
Yeah, Hawkinson was on it. Yeah, he was.
Yes, he was. That's just sad. Those numbers: 32 in defense, but 1 in offense. Crazy. And I live in Michigan, so I see and hear all about the Lions, and the Lions fans are like, who's on the hot seat? Does Aaron Glenn get fired?
Absolutely.
Yep. Oh, it's bad in Detroit right now.
Man, bad. Brutal. All right,
they
guys.
Have the talent. They have Okuda. They have Hutchinson. They have all these players. They have Rodriguez. So it's not the players, I don't think. It's the coaching.
It's the coaching.
It has been brought up a lot too with that. So I guess we'll see.
The coaching, big time.
Yeah, because they have the talent.
They do have the talent. Hey, guys, but you know what? Don't worry, because we're going to get on this segment all next week about this next players that we're going to have. And we got some stuff for you guys. But, this next topic, ladies and gentlemen, it's this topic that we added this season, and we kind of like it.
Yeah.
The NFL drama.
Yeah, some drama.
It wouldn't be a good show if you don't talk about some drama. And we can go ahead and put it out there. It looks like allegedly, remember Delilah, allegedly, Kate, that Tom Brady and his beautiful wife are contemplating getting a divorce. Yep. And, of course, that's not news, that's their business. But I will tell you that something juicy that happened that directly right after their loss this past week, Antonio Brown decided to post a picture with him and Giselle posted up all on each other at the Super Bowl. What did you guys think about that? We'll start with you, Delilah. What was that?
I think Antonio Brown is wild, man. Like, he's just like, he's never cared what people thought. And from what I hear, he was like that in college too. He's always been just like, did whatever he wanted, said whatever he wanted. And honestly, never cared what anybody thought or would say. And so I am not surprised that after when that news came out, and especially after Tampa lost, that he would post that photo. Like, I am not shocked at all. We know he left Tampa, under a lot of
Yes.
he stripped off his. We all saw it, right? So
We saw
I am not surprised that he decided to add fuel to the flame, right, or fire, and post this photo, and make it seem like, well, well, because the other thing that I learned, and I didn't know this, is that he lived in their house briefly.
Oh, he did.
Because he had nowhere to
Tom
live.
took him in. Tom took him into his home.
So he lived with them, while he found a place to live in Tampa.
Tom's been nothing but good and
Super nice,
supportive,
this
trying
guy.
to
Yeah.
resurrect this man's career, and he goes and does that.
Oh my God.
So,
That was extra juicy. I just
I'm
could
calling
not.
him the Kanye West of the NFL.
Yes, he can definitely be dubbed.
That's a good title.
He can definitely be dubbed that, because what were you thinking, Antonio Brown? But this is just him. We have known that if he wants to stay relevant, that he has to do stuff like this, and it was a perfect moment to drop the mic. But Kate, you also heard something else about Tom Brady's wife from another player in the NFL.
Oh, yes. This is not a meme. This is not false. Zach Wilson dropped a comment on one of her pictures that he will come and take care of her. Zach Wilson, the Cougar prowler of the NFL,
Oh my God.
is ready to take care of Gisele Bündchen now that Tom Brady looks like he's out of the picture. This man has no bounds and no boundaries, no scruples, no morals. He's just like pounce.
Can you believe that? Can you believe that a player
Not
with
a
2 years in
falsehood.
the
It's
league,
not a meme. It's true.
his second year, had the gall to come for the GOAT's wife to say, look, I'll treat you good, baby. Come on over here.
Oh my God.
Zach Wilson is becoming one of my favorite players. Just
And he
because
He hasn't played football yet because he got hurt. It's just,
You heard it right, ladies and gentlemen. You heard it right.
But the man, I'm gonna just say this is a lady saying this in a lady show. The man has balls. Because not many men would say that to Gisele Bündchen in the midst of a Tom Brady divorce.
Oh, no, yes, she's right. So I believed Kate, but no, he really did say that. He's don't worry, Gisele, I got you.
That's really exactly. Zach Wilson from the Jets,
really
second year in the league. Don't worry, Gisele, I got you. Like, I'm stepping up to the plate. If Tom ain't doing what he need to do, I got you. My home is available.
Wow. What? I always laugh because in the round table, I've mentioned this multiple times that she literally is uber wealthy, like has
way more wealthy than he
has
is.
more money than even Tom Brady does, because
they're talking about her paying alimony to him.
Yeah, to him. Like, she's like worth so much money. Because I don't think you realize, when Tom Brady was up and coming, he hadn't won yet. So when they got married, he was kind of up and coming. She was known around the world. She's a supermodel. She's just a Bündchen. So she had all the money, and she's like, okay, this guy, right?
Apparently, there is a prenup. There is a prenup.
There is a prenup.
Of course,
I
bet. Because at that time, when they first got married, she was, at that time, she was the number one model in the world.
She was.
She's world famous.
Yeah, world famous. So she's got her bank. If she gets to have to pay alimony, I will be so upset. I just
right?
So
I know.
And I'm sorry, you guys know I'm his biggest fan. I'm not a Victoria's Secret model, but I could go to Tampa whenever he needs me, and I will
take care of him. Take care of
you
him.
heard it here first. Kate is putting her shot out. Let me shoot that shot.
You know I love Tom. Come on, why not?
What happens with the rings? Well, I'm assuming that he gets to keep the 5, but I'm pretty sure he's gonna have to give the 6th back. Yeah,
I mean, he gets to keep his Super Bowl rings, but he has to give the wedding ring up. So
no, I think she'll fight in court for the last ring. I think she'll fight for the last.
Well,
for the Tampa one that ruined their marriage.
Oh my!
Alverson on the first thing smoking.
Woo. I love it.
I'm a
All right.
woman. I
On the ladies' show, Kate Alverson shot her shot at Mr. Tom Brady. So I hope you're
Tom?
out there, TB12.
I'll
We
DM you
hope
my
you are out
digits.
We hope
We'll
you are
make it
tuning
happen.
in.
In our little sports show. I hope you're listening out there, Tom.
We know he's listening in right this second. But ladies, we have to get on to the next segment of the show. And it's kind of like a sad segment, and we really didn't want to do it just because it's just really sad right now. It looks like the Colts and Denver are playing right now, and this is probably one of the worst games in NFL history, or maybe just this season. But my God, we are at the fourth quarter that just started, and the score is 6-9. All defensive game, which sometimes I do enjoy, but I feel like this game is really boring. Very boring. And where you expect two quarterbacks that you're like, wow. All right. Before the season started, we all had faith in Matt Ryan. We thought Matt Ryan was going to be able to do something with the Colts, come over to the Colts, make some noise. And then we also had faith in Russell Wilson. But it seems like, ladies, that both of these quarterbacks are not living up to what we thought they would be with brand new teams. So, Delilah, harp a little bit on that and tell us what you feel about these two quarterbacks.
I want to start off by saying I'm sorry, Tina. Tina has been on our show a few times on this one, on Roundtable. She's been all over, and so I know she's a huge Broncos fan. So I don't know what's going on. I think that the Broncos have got to be outside of the Raiders, have got to be the more disappointing team this season.
Yeah,
because everyone was like, all right, Russell has a shot. He's going to the Broncos, right? He fits in that system because he did, right? He had all the offensive pieces that he needed. Now, obviously, we know some injuries that happened recently, unfortunately.
Absolutely.
But prior to that, everybody thought he's going to come out there and ball out, right? Everybody thought he especially people were looking forward to him connecting with Jerry Jeudy, right? Because everyone had promise on this kid, right? Coming up, like, having a quarterback who could throw and pass to him. And so, it's been really, really disappointing. Now, if you look at the stats for the first 4 weeks between Geno Smith and Russell Wilson, Geno Smith's stats are better. And I want everybody to think about that, okay?
Yes.
Obviously, I'm not saying that Mr. Geno Smith, who I'm a fan of, I like the guy. I'm not saying he's an elite quarterback, but obviously he's serviceable. He knows what he's doing because he is winning games with Seattle.
Yep.
And so, I find it interesting that Russell, for the longest time, how he wanted to leave. We know that it was out there. He wanted to leave Seattle. He blamed them for his depletion. He did. He blamed Pete Carroll. He blamed the whole organization. I don't have an O-line. I can't pass. I'm always running for my life. Blah, 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 blah. Right. And pretty much put all the onus on Seattle not playing as well, all on them. And now he goes to the Broncos and he's playing like this. Kind of makes Seattle look good, to be honest.
It does.
It kind of backs up what they were saying, which is he was declining.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And so, unfortunately, that's kind of what I see. Yeah, they are doing well, Sean. I agree, man. So yeah, it's kind of sad to see. We all expected more, and so I don't know. Sorry, Tina, Broncos fans. He ain't it.
Can we say that Russell Wilson may have been the problem in Seattle?
I do think that, Janae. I totally think that because I think he did well under Pete Carroll, and I think he became kind of a drama king, if not a queen, but a king. And he thought he needed to go to this big other team and get this big contract because Denver's paying the boy.
Yes.
That contract is huge. And the guaranteed money behind that. No, you're not winning them games.
Remember how the team was when they were good. It was heavily running back. Marshawn Lynch was the team. The defense, the Legions of Boom were the team.
And everybody.
He had all of the pieces. Russell Wilson really wasn't the factor in them winning the Super Bowl.
No. I mean, he's not the elite quarterback I think he thinks he is in his head because he's not proving it in Denver. And I think it's because he had the pieces behind him at Seattle to win that Super Bowl, and he had the coach to help him win that Super Bowl. Pete Carroll is not a bad coach.
Yes. Yeah, you're
He's
right.
not a bad coach. And he's doing well with Geno Smith. He's doing well with who he's got right now. They're winning. So maybe Russell needs to look at it in the mirror and say, maybe I'm not as great as I think I am, but he sure duped the Denver Broncos into giving him quite a bit of money to not produce. Looks
like Javonte Williams. Yeah, he's out for probably a while. Looks like Melvin Gordon
full
is gonna be
season.
taking over.
There's a lot of teams without players, but they're still doing well.
True.
Kay said no excuses.
I mean, she's right.
No excuses.
She's right though.
But then
But
on the
there's a
other
lot
side,
of
it looks
good
like
teams.
Matt Ryan is. On the other side, it looks like Matt Ryan is literally being the Matt Ryan we saw decline in Atlanta. It's really. It may be time to hang up the boots and hang up the gloves and just call it a day. He did great. And the thing is, I still do believe Matt Ryan has an arm. I just don't think that the Colts, I don't think that their system kind of works with him.
So speaking of hanging up their cleats, I thought it was kind of a slap to Tom Brady that Cole Beasley all of a sudden decides to retire in Tampa and says, I'm going to retire and go spend time with my family. Like, woof! Right in Tom's face.
Maybe he learned from TB12 that he has to be home with his family.
Yeah, but I'm just saying.
Take lessons. Shots fired.
He's like, my wife's going to leave me.
Right.
Let me go home.
As far as the Thursday night game, I really do think that Russell needs to reevaluate where he is as a player and see what he needs to work on at practice with his QB coach or whoever he needs to become that elite player he thinks he is again, and to see what he needs to do internally, because you can't say that it's just the team, the coach, this
not
and
anymore.
that.
Nope.
No, there's no more excuses for Russ. He either has to produce or he has to figure out if this is where he should be.
You're right.
I feel like this defends the Colts. Remember, we were all upset that you have Russell. Why didn't you go for that 4th and 5th? Maybe he knew all along.
Maybe they've seen that he can't do the.
That's why he was like, I'd rather take that 64-yard field goal.
Absolutely, we are seeing it. So instead of saying, we have our hot players of the week, but now we need to have the not players of the week.
Yeah,
and
like I agree with you about Matt Ryan, because I know we've been on Russ, because I feel like Russ was set up right. Russ is taking the brunt of a lot of it, but yeah, the Colts was someone that I thought in the beginning too, like that Matt Ryan could just walk in and just be ready, right? They do have really great players, right? I know Jonathan Taylor's out this week, but you know what? Regardless, that kid's a beast, right? So
yes,
he's gonna,
I love him.
You give him the ball, he's gonna run 100 yards. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And so he's got the pieces to win. So I think that's why people really did believe that the Colts would have done better, because he would just walk in there and do his Matt Ryan stuff. Because you're right, he did have an arm.
Yeah.
So, but they're just being awful, and that's why I said it was an aberration that Kansas City lost to this team.
Right.
Unbelievable. But
that's crazy.
But it's any given Sunday, right? We talk about it.
Yep.
Any given
Sunday.
But yeah, Matt Ryan, I don't know. I agree. I think it's probably time to retire, man. Go home to go home to
the family and take care of the wife and the kids.
Hang up the boots.
I mean, who would have ever thought that the Eagles would be the only undefeated team in all of the NFL right now, and Jalen Hurts would be balling like he is, and they'd be doing as good as they are? Because I know we have a lot of family members that are not high on the Eagles, but got to give them their props.
Yeah,
They're doing good.
Not today, Kate. We're not giving them their props today.
It's my birthday. We can give them props.
After we beat them in 2 weeks, then we can talk about Philly.
I don't think people know this, but outside of Michigan, she's a big Bama fan too.
Yes,
so.
she is.
I am a big Bama fan. I love my Bama boys in the NFL.
Hey, but we got to do this real quick. The score is still 6-9.
Oh,
Looks
man.
like nobody's even closer to scoring again, but let's do it.
All
Colts
right.
are 6, Denver 9. Who do we think it has the W by the end?
Denver, only because
Denver.
Colts suck worse.
It's the best, the least of two evils.
It is. And you know what? I'll be the oddball and I'll go for the Colts only because I like the teams that have a tie at the end of the league.
Yeah.
You know, when they like have a chance and then fail at the end, just like the Colts did last year.
This is bad. It's
I
bad that
love
we'd rather
watching
be doing this show than watching the game.
That tie is going to end up being like a crazy situation by the end of the season. I think that it would be very funny to watch how it all folds out if Matt Ryan's able to pull it together. But we all have our predictions. You guys let us know what you guys think. But clearly, we're mostly going with Denver.
And as Ash Swinton would say, thank God for kickers because they're winning games lately.
The kickers are holding it down today. So, hey, if you have this game right now.
We know it's early, Sean, but come on. You know this is bad.
Wow. He's already talking about the trade. It's still early in the season. Wow. Okay. Yeah.
It may be early, but the writing's
Sean is
on
only
the
saying
wall.
that because his team looks like that. So he's saying it's still early in the season. So you guys can come back, right? I think 28-3. Who in the world said that?
28-3.
In the world said 28-3. You know that's not going to happen. All right, guys. We got to get on to the last segment of the show. We truly appreciate you guys being with us, but we got to get to the very last piece, which is ladies have the final say. We are super excited that you guys tuned in with us. So let's go ahead and get into our final say. Kate, what is your final say for today?
My final say is patience and pays off, and being patient through a process pays off. And manifesting and going for what you want pays off, because today at work on my birthday, I got a promotion. I'm going to be part of the management staff now at my job. It's been a while since I've been in management.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So
let's go.
I, through hard work, perseverance, and doing my job to the best of my ability and staying with the company through the good, the bad, the ugly, and being dedicated to where I'm at. Just be patient with life, be patient with everything else. Thank you, Sean. And manifesting with things that you want in your life and learning manifestation and just going and saying, I can do this, this can happen, this can happen, this can happen. It pays off. It pays off. So earlier in the week, I had an interview with the head of HR. He was super impressed. They thought they were going to need me with an external candidate to go up against, and they decided not even to do that external candidate. In the end, I met 15 minutes with our regional manager today, and he was like, you've got the job, basically.
Let's go.
So I'm going to be getting into new responsibilities, learning a whole lot, and growing and getting higher and higher in this company. Because I will say it's an alternative industry that I'm in, but I really love the cannabis industry. I love everything.
All that matters.
I love everything about it. I love the team that I work with. I love everything about it. So I'm just excited and thrilled that not only was it my birthday, but I got this present of a promotion. But don't give up on your dreams. Manifest, be patient with the process, and great things can happen.
Yes, it is, man. Go, Kate. That's what I'm talking about. Let's go. All right. So on that great note, let's go over to Delilah. What you got for the ladies have the final say?
I just want to say happy birthday, Kate, and congratulations again. Just want to make sure. And basically, kind of similar, just kind of building on what Kate, was saying. I think that kind of try to put positive energy out there. Like I know, and I say that even me, because I have my days where I struggle. Like I know, I'm not saying like I don't have my days where I'm like, right? But try your best to kind of put out positive vibes as much as possible, positive thoughts, positive mantras, positive, whatever it is. But whenever you are feeling down and like negative, whatever it is you need to do to switch that, because if you allow yourself down that negative path, it can't get worse. Like it could drag you down, and it could just manifest in so many different ways. physically, emotionally, psychological, spiritually. It just starts tainting everything. And so try your best to get those positive vibes out and doing what you need to do to kind of recalibrate, decompress, and get back into yourself and get back into a Zen space, whatever
Yes.
that is for you. Like I kind of, that's kind of why I did like that core, one of the core principles that DJ Reader had is spirituality. Whatever that means, like I don't care what that means to you. Like I have friends from all cultures and backgrounds, whatever that connection is to something else, something other, regardless. And if it's not, if you're a humanist, that's fine. Then commune with nature, right? There's ways to connect in different ways. And so like try to keep as positive as you can and kind of put that out there. So it kind of comes back to you, right? Like
Yes.
just kind of try to stay as what you can. I'm not saying be a cheesy, cheery person. I'm not saying that, but you know what I mean? That's not what I mean by positive. Positive is more like internal, right? And kind of try to get, kind of do what you need to
Yes.
do to kind of come back into yourself and be positive and to kind of put that out there. So that's kind
Big
of what
time.
it is. Yeah, take a
Big
moment
I
to
love
breathe.
it.
Exactly. I
I
like
love
that.
it.
Take a moment to breathe and look for the good. I agree. That's
That's it.
basically my final say.
I love that. I absolutely love that. Ladies, you guys are on it today, man. My ladies have the final say is push through. I have literally been through a hell of the last 2 weeks. I have been through a hell of a day. I've actually been through a hell of the last 4 hours. But getting on the show with the ladies, even though it was hectic a few hours ago and we didn't know whether we were going to be able to make it on the show. I have two wonderful co-hosts that didn't mind waiting for me, didn't mind, taking some time to say, hold up, we'll wait, or did you not want to go on? But the fact that we pushed through and made it through this show, man, this show boosted my spirits. I feel better. I feel like this is this day did not end in vain. This day wasn't a crap day. It was actually a great day. And that's what things, a lot of obstacles will come into our lives and want us to think that it was a bad day. And we have to stop speaking that energy, because some things in your life are good. And we have to make sure those things manifest, because just as like a rash, the rash grows if you keep scratching it and keep making it bigger and bigger and bigger. But if you tend to the rash, take care of that little spot, and then acknowledge that, hey, the rest of my skin ain't messed up and I can get this little piece out, we'll be okay. And I feel like today, by us pushing through with the show, it just changed the whole narrative that that you really think that's gonna happen to you. Like, you really think that it's gonna be a bad day. And it can really turn around and be a really good one. So push through. I don't know what you're going through. I don't know what you guys have been hurt or been told about yourself, or been told about the day that you've been having, and you only want to think about the negative. Think about those positive things. So when those negative things come in, yeah, it was a rough day at work and they had me doing a lot of things, but at least I have a job. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Traffic is horrible and I have to sit through traffic, but at least you have a car to get into, to ride through, to get to where you got to go. Yeah, I may not be,
Preach.
Yes.
as healthy as I want to be, but hey, I know people that are sitting right now in a hospital bed.
Right.
I'm not there right now. I'm doing better than a lot of people. So I have to think about the good things in life and not always harp on all the hell that could be taking place. So my thing is, if you guys continue to do what each of these ladies been doing, all of us know how to push through different situations. And we know you guys do too. So we want you guys to at least hear these messages and be able to push through from your bad situation, and remember that everything can be okay if you make it positive. Nobody can make your day bad. Nobody can make you sad. Nobody can do that. Only you allow that stuff to happen. So make sure that you push through and claim that it's going to be a good day. No matter what happened through that day, think about the positive thing that did happen, because it'll change the whole narrative. So
There's
that's
always
mine
a
for
silver
today.
lining. There's
That's
always
it.
a silver lining.
That's
The glass
it, Kate.
is half full. And if you always look at the bad, life will be bad.
Absolutely.
So, Janae, I love a sermon from you.
All the time. Thank you.
I've been to church. I've been with God. I've been with love. It's been perfect.
I freaking love you guys. You guys make my whole day, and I'm so glad that I did the show. I love everybody that's on the show. You guys, we're all a big family, and we truly thank you guys for supporting us, even though we came on a little late today. But you guys truly have made my whole day. But we thank you. Thank you for getting on the show. We will definitely be on time next week, 7:30 Eastern Standard
Thank you,
Time.
everybody.
And prayerfully, I won't be going through all this stuff that I'm going through right now with my house. But I'm glad that I have some dynamic co-hosts that are riding with me. They don't mind taking time to say, okay, we can wait an hour, we can wait 2 hours, but we can get the show done. So
Janae?
Thank you, ladies.
We ride together, we die together.
That's
Woo,
it.
there
Let's
you go.
go.
Hey.
That girls for life. That girls.
Yes, that's my
All
favorite.
right,
moment.
ladies and gentlemen, we will see you guys next week. We love you. Thank
Everybody.
you guys. We are signing out, and we'll see you next week. You guys have a great rest of your week. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.